Growing up without our parents was a rough experience, but the worst happened when my brother got into drugs.
He spent all our savings to purchase drugs.
Isolated himself from his family members, and spent most of his time with his friends.
Wow, I did high as I did like this.
He got into many drugs from pills to weed, syrup, and he injected himself. He became very violent and got into trouble. He spent days outside without coming home. The drugs began to eat him gradually. It was painful seeing him lose his mind, but it was more painful when we lost him forever.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs. This is Narco Tales.
Welcome to Narco Tales, a space where real people with lived experiences of substance abuse and dependence share their real stories in their own words. I am your host, Netawe Dozier, and our guest is ready to share a journey that changed everything. Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
You're welcome to Narco Tales.
Thank you.
So let's start with a bit of introduction. Tell us about yourself and a little about your background.
Okay. My name is Goodness Hietsen. I'm from Kaduna and I'm a lead facilitator working with the Unforeseen Drug Sensitization Initiative. And I come from a Christian background, very humble background. I lived all my life in Abuja. So I think that's all.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so take us back to the very beginning. How did substances first, enter your life?
Okay. Unlike other people that will say they got introduced to drugs by other people,
Okay.
well, I went to drugs by myself. I was on my way to school um, when I was in SS2, and where they sold drugs at that point was a very open place. So on my way
Okay.
to school, I stopped by and I bought 2 bags of regular weed, I call cannabis, yeah, regular weed, and I took it home, but I did not know what to do with it. Then I met a friend and I told him that I have this. Then we ate it together. We ate
Was
it
it
together.
curiosity for
Yes,
you?
it was curiosity. I just
Okay.
wanted to know what it was about. And we ate it together, and I can't explain my experience because it was, I won't say amazing. It was breathtaking because I never felt anything like that in my life. So from then, the curiosity grew. I wanted to know how how it felt to smoke it now since
Mm-hmm.
I've eaten it. How it felt to smoke it, and then I met another friend that's
That made it worse.
boys.
That made it worse.
Yeah, yeah. I won't say he made it worse, but he was also curious. He has seen people smoke it and he wanted to try. So he had the same mind that I had wanting to try, and we found a way to wrap it with, it was paper we used then, it was not even razor or something. We used paper to wrap it up and we smoked it. After we smoked it, the first experience choking and all that, but we were resilient enough to want to continue.
Where
So
did you try it? At home?
yeah, at my friend's
Yeah,
house, it's
okay.
his backyard. We just did it. We were not even aware that the smell of it will attract people, but we just wanted to try something new. And yeah, that was the beginning of my problems.
What was happening around you at the time that made it feel normal or acceptable?
I would say at that point in time it felt normal or acceptable because I come from a very let's say religious background because my parents are Christians,
Okay.
serious Christians, so it was not acceptable at any point. But the rebellious nature of children, being a child, then I just wanted to be guy, that guy that does what other kids don't
Mm-hmm.
do. So I kept on,
Trying.
yeah, I was trying, and from there,
During
it's,
this phase of you trying and trying, how did it make you feel physically and emotionally as well?
yes, the dependence came in because I found that at first I did not understand that it was dependence
Okay.
because I leave my house by 5 a.m. to go to, because I can't smoke at home. I can't smoke around my house. So I had to go out and smoke where other smokers are. And yeah, the
And while this was
exposure.
going on, you were still in secondary school.
Yeah, well, I didn't smoke that much when I was still in school.
Okay.
But immediately after school, during preparations to get into university, because the first year I was not able to secure admission. So that year was the year that I was I went I went further, or not that deep, but I went further into the abuse.
At what point did you realize that it wasn't just trying something anymore? You were now deep into it.
Okay, when I found out that it started affecting my sleep, I could not sleep anymore. It started affecting my appetite. I could not eat anymore. It started affecting my mood. I won't say I was no longer a happy person, but there's this happiness that I have inside of me that it was no longer there. I was not happy with myself until I smoke or take something to induce that happiness. So yeah, that's when I knew that there was a problem. I needed to do something about it.
Thank you very much, goodness. We're taking a short break here. When we return, we move from experimentation to something deeper.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Welcome back to Narco Tales, and thank you for staying with us. So, goodness, at what point did you realize that you were no longer in control?
When my mood started depending on my intake, and when I found out that my appetite, my and also my personal drive, I could not do almost anything without the intake. I started deriving, should I say, energy, or my zeal came from the intake of marijuana. If I wanted to probably be creative in something, I had to
Take it.
take it.
And did that work for you? Did that make
At
you
that point, it was doing what I wanted at that point, but gradually it stopped. It wasn't giving me the results I was expecting.
was it just marijuana that you were on?
Okay, I started with marijuana,
Okay.
but I did a lot of drugs. I did roofies, that's retinol. I did molly and ecstasy. I did crack, yeah, codeine, and for a while, a few times I did the raw coke. Oh, I don't that.
So tell us, what did a typical day look like for you? Say you just woke up. What did a day look like to you?
I wake up almost exhausted because I have to drain myself the previous night with the intake to be able to sleep, first of all. Then waking up, my body doesn't feel normal. Like
How do you feel?
I feel
Tired?
I feel tired, and I also feel, I don't know the word to use, but I would say I feel, can I say I feel addicted?
Yeah.
I feel addicted
Okay.
because that's the only word I can use. Because I have to, because if I don't take what I have to take, I won't feel normal. Yes, or I can say I feel abnormal. Yeah, I can
Makes
say that.
sense. Did you ever try to stop?
So I tried to stop. I tried to stop more than 5 times.
What pulled you back?
Okay. First off, the withdrawal symptoms were heavy, and then
What symptoms were you experiencing?
restlessness. Like I
Okay.
was restless. I could not eat. I, I had serious mood swings. I was not happy with myself. I I also needed. I started avoiding people. I don't know if that's probably my side of the withdrawal, but I started avoiding people because I was being paranoid about some kind of things. So there was paranoia part
Okay.
of it, and it was a lot though. It was a lot. The height of it was the sleeplessness. I could not sleep at night. I needed to sleep. There are days that I did not sleep for up to 3 days. Okay, depression as well. I was depressed. I needed something to just take the edge off.
If someone met you or knew you before drugs entered the picture, how would they have described you?
I can say I was that child that they knew that this person had a bright future. I thank God I'm out of it now.
Yeah.
Like I believe I can still work my way forward. But if drugs had probably killed me or something, they'll be like, and he had a bright future. He was a smart child. Yeah, I was a smart person. But when the drug came in, okay, I did not include that I dropped out of school because of
Okay.
drugs. So
What level were you in?
I was in 200 level. So I could no longer concentrate. I was I wanted to be among the people, because then in school, when you go through the day, like everybody, all of us guys, go out, go for lectures and all that. At the end of the day, the person that is like the highest in the room, like to a point, is the person that has the trophy for the day. So now you, instead of going for your academics, you're trying to work out your map to get the drugs for the day instead of focusing on what brought you there. So I could no longer concentrate in class. I stopped attending lectures, and well, that is how it all happened. I totally lost focus. My GP dropped, and now it's not as if I was rusticated from school or I was sent away from school.
It was a personal choice.
I just chose that, okay, I want to go and see how the streets. The drug has the way of lying to you.
True.
So you start thinking that school na scam.
You start to believe it.
You start thinking that, okay, you can just can pull some strings and something will come up. Some people have done it, but it doesn't work for everybody. And you start thinking that, okay, you can be part of some people that have done it. Well, the people that did it, good luck to them. But I was not. I failed bad. I was ashamed of myself. Yeah, but I left school.
Thank you very much, Goodness. Goodness's story is far from over. Join us same time next week as we move from dependence to the effects of his choices and how he finally found his way back. I am your host, Netta Wedozie.
What we do, like I said, there is conviction-based forfeiture. There is non-conviction-based forfeiture. The conviction-based forfeiture is until you get the final judgment and conviction of the suspect before you get final forfeiture of the asset. But the non-conviction-based forfeiture, you don't need to wait for the court to waste the time before it finally gives judgment. That is why we use the Process of Crime Act 2022 to take the matter before the court under what is called civil forfeiture, that is get an ex parte application.
Don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't try it though. He go choke you, he go steal your sunshine, he go shock you, he don't kill him any youth for my area. Even for your area, when you start it to stop, it not go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes, oh, when I remember all the guys, oh, where many of them kiki bucket, oh, some cut to socket, oh, make we no forget, oh, no dey talk it, oh, say. Busy body, oh. Don't go wound your busy body. If you die, you go sad, oh. Oh yeah, help me tell somebody. Say, rock up busy body, oh. Body, oh. Body, oh.
This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.